that you can hear me and that you are all able to hear me. That's all I really need to know from you wonderful people. Hang on a minute. Thank you. 1 second. I'm live. Want to say hi to everybody? Hello. Oh, that is nice for you. Say hi again. Hi. Oh, that is nice. So I'm just, in fact, I can show you what I'm doing. Hang on, how do I turn this around? How do we turn this around? Camera. That's my face. This one. This one? Yes. There we go. See, that's nice. Eh? Freaking, oh man, the window's all wet. So, obviously, yesterday, we've had the first part of the Diddy trial. We've had quite a ridiculous verdict based off of all the information we've known, the lifestyle this man's led, the years, the decades of trauma and abuse that is allegedly laying at the heels of him. And then we end up with a glorified party boy charge being slapped on him. And I have to say, there's a lot of people talking about the jury maybe not fully understanding some of the elements of this. There's talk of a lot of it seems to be pointed at the jury and whether or not they were competent enough or fully knew the extent of what was happening. Why can't I see the comment section? Yeah, apologies. I pushed the wrong button. There we go. There we go. I can see the chat now. I do apologize about that. And I should be able to make this full screen, right? No. Oh well, never mind. Anyway, we're just sort of Ron cuts us off. we're going to get into all of that, but before we get into the Diddy side of things, we're just going to have a little look at what actually took place in the Diddy case, but then also what took place in other cases, because I feel like there's been a few things that have happened in the Diddy case that we don't often see. The main one being everyone just dropping what is in their hands and running their asses off. Okay. And I don't mean like Julia Vandel's mum, right? I don't mean like, oh, I'm going to go and stay with Auntie Carol. You know, like they moved. You know, like Jay-Z and his wife now live up the road from Sean. Ellen's moved. Leonardo DiCaprio's moved. I'm pretty sure the guy from the Butterfly Effect, Ashton Kutcher. Oprah. And sure, they could blame it on Trump, right? They could say that, hey, this is not the one for me. Trump is not the one for me. Sure. But this is his second term now. So it's a head scratcher for me. It really, really is. I just want to say to everybody, anyone who is watching us, who usually watches us on Twitter, thank you for coming over to YouTube. I appreciate it. And please do like and share. We will be going through to the main studio in just a minute. Let's go through there now. And let's find somewhere that's not going to upset down and leave a cigarette. I don't want these chilled old freaking bananas. Right. Let's go. All right. Okay, 1 second, everyone, while I just switch over to the main.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's my first day. It's my first day. So natural light looks okay. I'm okay with that. I don't know what's going on here, though. Something going on here. I need to sort my hair out. But the thing that really got to me was the fact that everyone just kind of ran. They all ran away. And that's something that we don't see very often, is this mass exodus of celebrities when another celebrity has been dragged into a court case. I mean, look at the Weinstein case. Look at the, what was his name? Huxtable. What was his name? The guy that was roofing all the women. The black dude. Sitcom guy. What the hell was his name? You all know who I'm talking about. He wears a lot of woolly jumpers, right? None of his public service announcement adverts have aged well. Bill Cosby, thank you. Thank you. So is Diddy this all-powerful overlord? Are we seeing the effects of an untouchable individual who got touched by the law? Off topic, R.I.P. Michaela. I don't know who Michaela is, but R.I.P. Michaela for sure. Why not? So here's the thing. Mike, this was just a domestic. See, do you know what, Mike? It's really mad that we refer to domestic violence case as just a domestic violence case. And I'm not saying in any way that you're being derogatory, but that's kind of how it feels, right? The weird thing about yesterday was people were saying, oh, I'm sick of the Diddy case. I'm sick of the Diddy case. Like, this community, above most other communities, felt exactly, Ronnie. Thank you. It's not just domestic. But in the grand scheme of this case, I can understand the terminology. It certainly doesn't make it in any less serious situation at all. But what do you think? Is it an insane jury that just didn't get it? Was it I'm dealing with a bubble scenario. Is it what we look at paydays for people? I need a brush. Hang on a second. Is it a payday that we're looking at? Where are y'all sitting on this? Because I can already feel Dan is not going to be happy that I'm using her brush. She gets a bit protective over her brushes. Cassie wasn't better. See, here's the thing. I don't know if we're going to point fingers, right? But I get really, really, really frustrated when we see cases like this. And was it not all based off of this video evidence? Was it not all meant to be this almost Epstein Island Part 2? But I feel like all that was brought in were individuals where it could only be shaped to a domestic situation. Because when we look at text messages and emails from a decade ago, we all know what brainwashing is. We all know the effects of abuse and the control that can be had when it comes to a normal case like this, right? Mono dreads. Yeah, Ron is struggling with this right now. So when it's a case like this, and you've got a lady who's trying to prove her case, but is saying things in text 1 minute about how excited she is about this, and you know, can't wait for the next freak off and all this stuff. We all know what we're looking at. We're looking at conditioning, especially of a 19-year-old girl or 20-year-old girl who's been signed up to one seriously insane record contract. I mean, talk about control tactics from another level, you know? And I don't know if I can go down the road of, oh, the jury just didn't get it. You know? Because I mean, you think like, I mean, what do you all think? Like, because for me, it seems like the cabal, okay, doing its cabal be caballing, right? Now, how are we all going to feel if the judge throws the book at Diddy and he gets 20 years, no bail, all that stuff? That has to be a win, right? Are we looking at a situation where we have to take what we can get out of this? I think it is 100%. Morning, Marie. Here comes Dan. Hi, Dan.
I just need to get nappies.
That's okay. Come and say hi, everybody. A total cabal be caballing, right? So they come and say hi.
Hello.
The mic's here.
I don't want to speak and say hello.
Hello. Yeah, so at least we're getting something, right? At least we're getting something. At least we're going to see kind of some justice. But I'm assuming by removing the RICO, by removing the okay, because we've got one. Okay, so we're going to refer to the T word that we can't say as the T word, and then actual transporting as transporting. Okay, otherwise it's going to get real. It's going to get real confusing. So by making this a domestic situation, have we now removed the necessity for the FBI to bring in video evidence, for the FBI to bring in not lawyers, but the politicians, the princes, the celebrities, all of that? Is that what we've done away with by making this a domestic situation? Because if so, then the cabal be caballing 100%. If there's anyone that's legally sort of minded, has this verdict resulted in us no longer needing to look into the cronies, the compadres of Diddy? I don't know. But look, you guys like and share. Tomorrow, I'm going to be trying something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing away with StreamYard for most of my streams. And the reason for this is YouTube has two different forms of streaming now. There's the live streams that you're watching, and then there's the vertical live streams, where it's like TikTok live format. And in order for YouTube to pick up your live stream in the algorithm that way, you need to present it in the other format. And in order for that to happen, you need to use software that will present it in two different forms. So we're going to try that. Very good point. Wow. What is going to happen with all the people? That's a very good point. Let me just turn the sound off on this little guy here. Because what's going on with Courtney Burgess? Do you know what? In fact, you know what? Courtney Burgess, USB sticks, horrible things taking place, allegedly former lovers of Diddy, allegedly former young individuals whose names may or may not rhyme with Schmushton Schmieber. What happened to all that? What happened to all that, mate? Where's that? Where's the Epstein list? Like how many more absolute crap shows are we going to have to sit through before something really, really happens? I mean, we've literally seen former American soldiers take petrol, douse themselves in it, and set them fire in front of government buildings. That happened last year. Nothing happened. No change. Nothing. And that was a dude on fire. Right? If I set myself on fire for anything, legislation better be changed the next day. That's all I'm saying. So what's it going to take? What's it going to take to actually shake all this up? Because we know that we live in a world where we have the passive news consumer, right? We know that a certain God damn it. Sorry, I was just shouting it down there for a second. So what's it going to take for people to actually pay attention? Because passive news consumers will just see headlines that say Diddy acquitted, Diddy not guilty. No, you don't, sweetheart.
No, I don't have it. But...
It's okay, sweetheart. I'll find it. I'll find it. It was just if you've seen it. Have a look inside the hoodie for me, in the pocket. Oh, yes, right here. Thanks, babe. Thanks, babe. So, what's it going to take? Because people are going to read the headlines, the passive consumers are going to read the headlines, and they're just going to simply see acquitted, not guilty. Also, Ron is definitely back on Twitter, so please tag me and stuff for this show each day. Let's see if we can get me up to 1,000 followers. Let's see if we can get me up to 15K on YouTube. That would be freaking awesome. Mods, that's our new little mission, is 15K for Ron. We are currently at 14,780. Okay, we got this, people. We got this. Now, it just sort of made me think. Now, let me just pull up some of my notes here. 1 second, because I've got a full Diddy trial breakdown here, okay? And I want to go through some of the key points of the case. But before we do that, I just need to ask my wonderful assistant here. 1 second. In fact, let's go 24 years, 25 years. All right, so we're asking the wonderful assistant here, please list all the Hollywood stars in the last 25 years who have been charged with sex crimes against adults and children. Okay. So we'll let the wonderful assistant do its thing here, because it's a big list, yo. You know, and I hate to tell you, boys, we ain't looking good on this list. This ain't one of those. Oh, this is an equal split of criminality, right? It ain't that. It really is not that. So let me just pull this up as well. Itchy arm. And I want you to talk about how you remember these cases, right? Because the Weinstein case completely fell apart. I think he's only got one charge left. I think he's guilty of that charge. But it's a damn sight less than he was accused of. So Harvey Weinstein, multiple victims, adult women convicted, and all this stuff, right? Bill Cosby, Kevin Spacey, Danny Masterson, that was wild. And the fact that, what was his name? Gomer. Butterfly Effect Gomer. Him and the voice of frickin' Meg came to his assistance, character witnessing for him. Yeah, where are the tapes? Where are the Epstein tapes? Where is all of it? It's like there must be a big room in the White House called actual evidence, and they just shove it all in there. R. Kelly, Roman Polanski, Gary Glitter, Mark Solling from Glee, Stephen Collins, Paul Rubens. List any women who have been charged also. Let's have a look. Alison Mack. Oh man, what a crazy lady! Do you all know the Alison Mack story? That was the Nexium cult, and she was at the forefront of it, y'all. I mean, yeah, there it is. There, Nexium pleaded guilty in 2019. Sentenced to 3 years, released early in 2023 for these charges. Sounds a lot like racketeering, right? If there's forced labor involved, then this must be an enterprise. Asia Argento, actress, not criminally charged, civil settlement. At Jimmy Bennett over essay of a was never charged. Okay. Charisma Carpenter. Do you see the difference here? We've got one real crazy lady. Then we've got probably a PDF who had to pay out of court. Then we have Charisma Carpenter, sometimes confused online, but only made accusations about others, never charged. That's the list of women. Bro, like, we've got a problem here, guys. Like, we have a problem. Okay. And I'm sorry, guys, right? But there's no way in hell, okay? There's no way in hell anyone's ever going to convince me that men are more evil than women, okay? It's kind of 50-50 down the board, right? I think women have a lot more self-control. I think women have a lot more self-control and are smarter about the things that they do the majority of the time when it comes to this level of criminality. So, men, okay, I've got a funny feeling a lot of this takes place because the other men around these men convince them it's all right. Let's boil it down. Let's boil it way down, okay, to men being goofballs. Take away all the criminality. We like to push the boundaries when it comes to busting chops of our friends, pranks, whatever. But you can't be telling me that without a support network, this list would not be this way. So what does that say about us? Does that mean that men want to surround ourselves with enabling individuals to give ourselves the ego boost required in order to justify these actions? Because it's something. It's something. It comes from hating your mother. Does it? Is Shane, are you in the, if Shane's in the chat, do you remember what Delmas Colvin's relationship was with his mum? Does anyone remember? If Shane's here, he'll know. If not, I'll ask him when he comes in. because there is a theory about the hatred towards the mother. There's a definite theory behind that. Yeah. Hang on a second. So logo focus, your terminology there. Oh, like MAIs. Change the last word to people. And that's the actual term, MAP, map. Underground worker attracted person. I think only just because it makes another word. But you know, people love words that abbreviate other words. So pay attention for that abbreviation that you've given me, logo, sorry, but also the one I just told you. Another one is AM, AAM, and that is adult attracted underground worker. Yeah. I done a whole video about a woman on YouTube who was claiming that Jake Paul had abused her on a plane when she was 15. And I knew she was absolutely full of it. Okay. And I broke this woman down in her DMs, managed to break her, got her in tears, got her to confess that she was 21 and she was making all this up. But she actively promoted the Map and M movement. Like every single one of her Instagram uploads was comedy sketches based off of the horrible things that happen to children, but not just that, but horrible things that could happen to children by a family member, right? And oh yeah, we'll get to that actually, Carpenter. That's a really good point. So there's a lot of stuff going around us now about addiction, all right? And obviously addiction creates impulses that people can't control. So in my head, I would argue that addiction, whether it's something horrible, like tying a bunch of people up and doing horrible things to them, or smoking a brown, you know what I'm saying, smoking a brown. When you look at this scientific test with, in fact, let's pull it up. Let's pull this up because this kind of blew my mind. And again, I'm not a scientist. I'm not saying this is all fact, but the science man is, okay? Because this, I really do feel this has, oh God, please be loud enough. All right, so how wasn't this?
Everything we think we know about addiction is wrong. You get a rat and you put it in a cage and you give it 2 water bottles. One is just water and the other is water laced with either heroin or cocaine. The rat will almost always prefer the drug water and almost always kill itself quite quickly. In the 70s, Professor Alexander comes along and he looks at this experiment and he noticed something. He said, we're putting the rat in an empty cage. It's got nothing to do except use these drugs. Let's try something a bit different. So Professor Alexander built a cage that he called Rat Park. They've got loads of cheese, they've got loads of tunnels, they've got loads of friends. But here's the fascinating thing. In Rat Park, they don't like the drug water. You go from almost 100% overdose when they're isolated to 0% overdose when they have happy and connected lives. Maybe we shouldn't even call it addiction. Maybe we should call it bonding. When we're happy and healthy, we'll bond and connect with each other. But if you can't do that, you will bond with something that will give you some sense of relief. What if addiction is about your cage? Because the opposite of addiction is connection.
Right. So it's easy when we look at things that we know are addictive, right? That particular water and the substances in them. Our brain goes, hey, that makes sense to us. But what if it's a non-conventional habit? What if it's cheeseburgers or chocolate or, you know, P-Hub or, I don't know, something else, okay? But traditionally not an addictive substance. What does that mean? Because that is where we're looking at the diddlers and the people that are compulsive, alleged compulsive abusers, right? So when we look at what we just talked about, when we looked at this list and we asked ourselves about men and who we surround ourselves with, it doesn't matter if it's a cage and a lack of connection, but the wrong connections can surely end with the same results, because that negative feeding of your friend group who's egging you on to, you know, stick another poor victim down in the dungeon creates the same situation of disconnection from a normal functioning society as an empty cage would, as normality is still not there. Yeah, exactly. So it's actually the serotonin and the dopamine that you become addicted to. You know, if you do something over and 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 over again, it's that dopamine hit that your brain becomes a junkie on. It's crazy. Like when you actually break down how simple all of that sounds, you start to question whether or not it can be as simple as that. And when you look at the experiment with the rats, and you look at society, and we look at the dirty junkies on the streets, okay? None of us on a daily basis are doing anything to counteract that. I mean, some of you probably are. Some of you definitely probably are. But I'm not. I'm not doing nothing. So is it really about the junkie needing help? Or are we the ones that need the help? And I'm being serious. Because it would seem to me that the cage that these individuals are in who suffer from addiction, we're the ones keeping them in that cage. And it only applies to junkies. When it applies to like impulse monsters, it's their own individuals that are keeping them in the cage. But does that then mean, right? Does that then mean if we took a Diddy and put him in an intensive course of normalization, right? Like he's got to get up and do a 9 to 5, he's got to come back and kiss the wife, he's got to, you know, is there an argument to be made that there is normalization therapy that could be a function? See, legalizing them ain't the way forward, right? Because if you legalize things that are, you know, for example, the one that begins with F that replaced the brown stuff, the white stuff, the crystal stuff, we can't legalize all of that. Can we? Can we? And by legalizing it, what are we doing? We're not removing stigma. We're increasing access. And what does that mean? Does that mean we're going to have a bunch of people jumping at the bit to go and use substances that have previously been frowned upon? I don't think it does. But in countries where they've had success, America tried this and failed because America is the crown jewel of planet Earth for doing everything wrong. Okay? The most dumbfounded level of stupidity when it comes to a country in the Western world. Dumbasses. And I'm sorry, I've had enough of mollycoddling this. Okay? You're the most heavily armed race on the planet, and you're all terrified. Absolutely terrified, mate. Half of you don't even have enough water. Like, this is the Western Hemisphere, mate. Like, sort your people out, get them healthcare, get them watered. Please, America. Let's stop worrying about the rest of the world. Genuinely, no one cares about your input anymore. Okay? If we can just get your president on a stage, knocking the crap verbally out of other politicians, I would watch that all day. Okay? And Texas, I knew a Texas girl years ago. I was in high school, I think, just out of high school. And like, do you know how easy it would be to just trigger Texas into a civil war? Like, Texas will quite happily fight for Texas. Texas ain't going to fight for America. Texas will fight for Texas real happily. Okay? And I'm down with it. I think we need to completely disassemble all of this United Kingdom, United States of America. Nah, mate. Nah. You've tried it. Okay? Doesn't work, mate. All right? doesn't work. You're at it. These are about 5 minutes old, and you think that these are the big swinging gomers. Anyway, what was my point in this? I can't remember. This went up on a rant. Also, I'm not really talking about Americans here. I'm mainly talking about. Thank you, Phil. Thank you. So America tried to do what Portugal did, which was decriminalize all substances in some states. And the states in which they have done it in, they have created the zombie apocalypse. Okay, they have created a need for regular citizens to understand what Narcosil is and Narcan is. You've got individuals who are handing out these substances from little shops and bodegas because the situation is so freaking horrendous. Now, what's the difference between Portugal and Norway and all these other places that have done a successful decriminalization to remove stigma and to help individuals? Because wouldn't it be wonderful if Sally, who has been using her whole life to deal with horrible things that happen to her, she's managed to keep her job, she's managed to maintain a habit and do a normal life. Wouldn't it be great if there was no stigma for her, like an alcoholic, like somebody who's trying to get off cigarettes? If there was a government support system where people were not beaten down. Because I'll tell you this right now, 99% of addicts who are proper hardcore addicts never woke up one morning in a brilliant life and went, you know what? Things are going pretty well right now. Let's derail everything. Junkie time. No one's done that. No one's done that. Okay. So are we looking at a problem facilitated in Hollywood by the individuals who are surrounding potential monsters? And are we looking at a cage that seals them out from a normality that arguably could assist in rehabilitation of these people? And I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just going off of this rat experiment. Now, I've known users from both sides of the world, both sides of the spectrum. I've known users who are absolute scum of the earth, right? They will literally come and knock on your door and try and sell you blocks of cheese, okay? Scum, all right? But I've also known headmasters of schools who've been functioning H-addicts their whole life. You would never guess. They're not unhealthy looking, they're not withdrawn, they're not anything. They're normal, functioning members of society, but there's no criminality involved in their habit. There's no victims in their habit. There is merely the self-managing of this habit. So for me, I think it's an interesting experiment when we look at the rats, especially when it's, almost 50 years ago. Wait, what? My daughter stole baby formula and sold it to a drugstore before they were caught. Okay. Okay. I mean, okay. Baby formula is expensive. We use formula, and it's probably in American dollars, it's probably, hey, what is it? It's like 13 quid a tub for her formula. Yeah, about 13 bucks. So let's say $18. Let's say about 18 or $20 per tub of formula, and she maybe goes through like two a week, maybe, because she a chunk. But here's the difference, Linda. Like, are you in the USA, or where are you based? I mean, you don't have to tell us. I'm pretty sure you're in the UK, but I just thought I would ask. Baby formula is one of the most stolen items in the UK. Yeah, and cheese. Like, it's bad when the Co-op and ScotMed Uber have got blocks of cheese in plastic containers, right? Do you know what I'm saying? It's bad. It's bad when societies. I mean, the steaks you can understand. The steaks you can understand, but the cheese. Yeah, cheese, man. I'm telling you, the cheese is right up there. Cheese. Yeah, I agree, Freebie. Do you know that is the one substance that humans can eat from the moment they're born to the minute they pass away is the old boob milk. It'd be really, and this is going to sound like a weird experiment, right? But has anyone ever just like stuck a person in a room and told them that the world's ended and like this is the world, and just fed them breast milk until they were in their mid-50s to see if like they could move stuff with their mind or if they grow wings or anything like that? Because for me, I'm just saying. I also think that's why you can't remember being a baby, because who wants to remember doing that to their mother? You know what I'm saying? All right, like and share, people. Okay, let's get back to this Diddy case. So we've seen the evidence that men are a bit of an issue when it comes to these sort of crimes. Does it mean that they are the only contributors? Absolutely not. But it does make me wonder about the boys club mentality. In fact, let's take the word boys out of it. Lurpak, big one, 750 cats, right? The little shop around the corner from me, they used to do these crazy online deals. And I'd wake up in the morning and some days it was 99p for a block of Lurpak. You bet your ass every day that offer was on. At least once a day, I'm ordering a coffee from there. Coffee and a packet of Pokemon. Coffee and a packet of Pokemon. Slap on the Lurpak for £1. I've got a stockpile of Lurpak now. Do you know what I'm saying? Whenever I have people around, though, if I'm cooking for people, I will purposely go and buy one of those massive kilo boxes of Lurpak. It's like a flex now. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like a weird flex. Who's having a bath? What's she done? She's just had breakfast. She takes after her dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, just mash the food into your face. So, before we hit the Discord and bring in the team, I need to just double check that you all understand that I need you to like and share. This is a new show. It's a new time. 11 o'clock. It's not even daytime. And we're online talking. It's a beautiful thing. And we will get the times for this right. We will be trying things. And yeah, Nova is awesome. You'll see her during the stream. I've got a wee high chair for her, so she's gonna come and join us some days. Honestly, do you know what my point was in all of this? Men need to do way, way, way better of understanding what dangerous men are. Okay? Understanding that you being a pussy ain't going to cut it anymore. Oh, I think something's happening, but I don't have the confidence to say anything. Shut up, pussy. Okay? Grow a set of balls. You can call the police anonymously. Did you know that? Hi, I'm a shite bag. I want to do that. Get it done. Get it done. Because until we start taking responsibility for the people that we surround ourselves with, even if it's 7 degrees of separation, even if it's a friend of a friend of a friend, get it done. I've got daughters, right? Luckily, I raised savages, you know? My eldest daughter's broken jaws and knocked teeth out and done all kinds of stuff. You ain't going to mess with them. They will put holes in your face, okay? Guaranteed. Now, I'll do a course on your channel on toxic behavior. Yeah, okay, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great, Uber. Thank you. So, I don't have any people in my life that would conduct themselves in a way I wouldn't conduct myself. Okay? Maybe people that are braver, right? like bungee jumpers and that, like I'm probably not going to be like, oh, I can do that because I'm a shite bag. Okay, do as I say, no as I do. But when it comes to taking accountability for those who we allow in our presence, allow to share air with us, there's no more excuse now. It's over with. There's no more, oh, well, you know, we always thought Billy was a bit of a weirdo. Did you? You always thought he was a weirdo, did you? So you could have prevented this. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Is it? Is that what you're saying? Because it sounds like it. Difference when it comes to individuals who are under the radar monsters. Okay. When it comes to those that are undetectable, we will all sit back together and go, who would have known? You know, who in the hell would have known? We're always going to get cases like that. Let's look at the Diddy case and the fact that about the domestic side of it. Okay. You ever lived in a house where you live next to neighbors and all of a sudden you hear something through a wall and you just ignore it? How can you ignore it? There's a number you can call. It's only 3 digits. Anonymously. And if there's nothing going on, there's nothing going on. Like, it doesn't take a genius. It's not as simple as that. I do understand. But men, we can no longer have the excuse of we just didn't think he would do that. He was a bit of a weird. Nah, it's over with now. It's 2025, mate. The diddler is apparently just a bit of a domestic abuse scamp. That's the world we live in, people. Okay? Totally legitimate. He definitely never done anything worse than that, right? Madness. Proper madness. Madness. Oh, hang on a second. I actually need to send a link to Paula for tonight as well. Let's just do this when we're live too. Now, I'm hoping that next week we're going to kind of, like I said, we're going to kind of expand this into a little bit of a longer show, maybe like 11 till 3 or 4. We'll get things formatted a little bit better. It has been a bit of a crazy one this week, so I did kind of overshoot a little bit, but that's okay. Paula M. Paula M. Paula M. There we go, Paula. Now, hopefully, Matthew Steeples and Paula are going to come and join me for a show next week, delving into some of the crimes and conspiracies that they are passionate about. No, listen. Domestic violence and all of that is horrific. It is not a tiny little crime. In the grand scheme of the Didosphere, it's a tiny one. It's compared to all of the things he did, tiny crime. It's a horrific crime. But to go from a global racketeering T word, substance, whatever. This is, do you know what I mean? It's like driving a truck through someone's entire side of their house and then being done for trespassing. Do you see what I mean? Technically, yes, he was trespassing, but also there's a freaking Hummer in my living room. Do you see what I'm saying? It's disgusting. Or maybe we were all totally wrong and, you know, Hollywood's awesome and Diddy's great. Maybe we've just got it all wrong, guys. I doubt it. But crazy things have happened. But yeah, don't drive your Hummer through my house and expect to just be done for trespassing. You know, and that's basically what I feel has happened here. And it's sad. It's sad for people like Cassie. It's sad for the victims of all this. You know, I will say this wholeheartedly. Women who lie, okay, to try and destroy men needs to be strung up and dealt with, okay? And I guarantee you there's some of them in this case. Guarantee you there is some people fishing for a bag. So how do we prevent another diddler? How do we prevent people like Cassie not coming forward for a decade? What's missing? What's missing, ladies and gentlemen? How do we solve this? Because this can't be the standard. In the same way as men need to take accountability. You know what's coming, ladies. There needs to be something fixed with this issue of reporting crimes. Because we're slowly running out of patience for that. Sorry. If we all agree men need to act now and men need to police their own, you can't be waiting 10 years. You can't be waiting 10 years. It's harsh what I'm saying. I understand that. I really, 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 really do. And I'm talking as a man who can have no concept of what a woman has gone through. But what is missing? What is missing from society that makes it impossible? Is it maybe it's coming to terms with the crime? Okay, so what does that mean? Like, we really need to figure this out, because women not feeling like, especially in the UK, right? A lot of women feel like the R word is being legalized here, right? What sort of a society are we living in where women feel that? That is disgusting. In fact, let me prove my point here. Honestly, I think it's definitely not a movie. It's not a documentary about rap music. Learn to spell. Documentary about women who feel. I definitely didn't imagine this. There's a lot of stuff coming up about the Stacey Dooley case. And I do believe. One second. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm talking about here. It's all about survivors of this particular crime, how they can get help, how they can get justice. Yeah. I spoke to Julia last week. Ron, are we sharing the call-in server out on here, or is it just the research? No, fire the call-in server. Absolutely, fire the call-in server out. We'll get some people on for some opinions, and please do make sure you like and subscribe. Most important thing is trying to build this little show up. Also, we will have music, and it will be more like a live stream from tomorrow. It's incredibly hard to think with just me. So R on Trial is a compelling and unflinching look at R and the challenges within the justice system. The BBC, eh? Hey, the irony in that. The BBC notes it also reinforces the need for change and highlights the importance of supporting survivors. Look, stop with this crap, with this supporting survivors. We need a system in place that gives women the capability, the confidence, knowing there's a system that is going to help. Surely removing the stigma. How about when a woman comes in and says she's been AR'd, you don't spend the next freaking 3 weeks, Police Scotland, going through their Facebook, seeing if they ever, you know, oh, I don't know, kissed another girl or wore a short skirt. Why do women feel like they are the ones being investigated so often? Hiya. Do you want to come and come on, we'll talk about this. Come on. Come here, you. Come on.
Shouldn't let you wash your hair.
That's okay. That's okay. Uh-huh. Listen, here's your microphone. All right. There you go. Don't hit your head up. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Anything else? How do you feel that we can fix these problems? Right? And would you agree that there is an invisible cage of society, right? Uh-huh. But is it an invisible cage that society is creating to enable these individuals? Okay. So do you think then so should we put Diddy in a prison that's like a normal day in the life? Is that the reconditioning these monsters need? Is that a normality prison they need? What do you think? Yeah, I know once your powers develop, you will burn the world. Did you just burp? Was that a little burp? You're a bit low. You want to push the buttons? You push the buttons. You know this. Okay, you can do your thing. Oh, you want this too? All right. So how can we turn the corner on this? Like, if women are at a point where they feel like they're the victim, they're the one being investigated. If 14% of our crimes in the UK are reported and less than 1% have a conviction rate, she's 6 months, man. What does that mean? Yeah, I do need 2 chairs now. I'm back on the murder bench. I just didn't want to mention it. Okay. Hi. This is yeah, I know you're having a great time. You can be up a little bit higher though. There you go. Oh my God. Please don't get upset. Mama goes around. Don't get upset. Just good glass. That's my girl. So what is it that we need to put in place? Because clearly everything that is in place is failing. Yeah, that's right. It's failing. Yeah. It's failing. Because the statistics showcase they showcase that it's failing. 14%. So for every 100 hours that take place, 14 people ask for justice, and 1% of them get a conviction. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying or not? Yeah, you do. Okay. So I just don't get it. I don't get how it can have been allowed to get this bad. And as a society, you got something you want to say? No, I'm talking about society. Now, if that's just hang on, one second. What's this? What's this? There's a bit of a bit of Donald Trump dancing. This is what's calmed her down, just so that we're all on the same page here. This is what she's watching. Yeah, here you go. You watch your guy. Watch him. Here you go. Watch the tanned man do his thing. Yeah, you're all right. Watch him. Okay. So, how do we fix this? And I'm being serious. Because if this is just a case of women feeling like there is no point in even asking for justice, that is a level of failure across the board, whether it's America, whether it's here, whether it's whatever part of the Western world you want to talk about. That is a disgusting failure. But then, how do we prove these things happen? Do we live in a world where we should all just have CCTV? Like if we all wore body cams, because let's be honest, I'm not going to, and listen, I'm not being stupid here. You already are carrying around in your pocket a high definition microphone, a high definition camera, and a tracking device. Oh, but it's my privacy. Is it? So you think that Google and Apple aren't just filming and tracking you all day, right? Because they are. So if they're doing that, why are we not adapting and utilizing everything that's already in our pocket to elevate our security to a next level? You know? Because all I'm saying, and this is going to sound real messed up, if you're a crazy R word and Diddy, are you chewing on my cable? Don't chew on that. What are you doing? What are you doing? All right. No, you 100% are allowed to film in public places. Do not ever think you're not allowed to film in public. There is no law that states you can't film maybe on private property, but every public domain in the world you can film on. Don't let any, unless I'm wrong and you live in like Azerbaijan and you get sniped for that. But in the UK and in America, you ain't getting told to stop filming in a public space. No chance. But I think a lot of people misinterpret public spaces for private property. So, for example, Walmart, private property, seems very public though. But that's the thing, man. So this is going to sound messed up. If you're an evil diddler, and on one side of the road, there's a woman with a CCTV camera mounted to her chest and back, and on the other side, there is a woman who does not. And I'm not just saying for women. Like I'd happily wear the tiny cameras just to normalize it and help everybody out. 100%. 100%. Airports are pretty strict, are they? I don't think they are. Literally go and Google TikTok dancer at airport. Right? It's all misconception. Everyone, you're all being brainwashed. Okay? So, I mean, maybe if you're standing, right, filming the planes as they're refueling and then taking like weird notes, somebody might point it out to you. But this whole you can't film is crazy. Crazy. It was like I reserve the right not to publicly show my face. And I did that for probably from 2015, maybe 2014, right up to 2018. Every time I left the house, I reserved the right to hide my face. I had a balaclava, like one of those like thin mesh looking balaclavas with the eyes cut out, and then a neoprene mask that would go over the top of that, and then a schmaw that would go around my head. And I remember trying to get on a bus one day, and the bus driver telling me that I had to show my face on the bus. So I paid my fare and I sat down and I told him to call the police, and then he drove off. Like, you do not have the right to know who I am. You think you have to give up the right for everyone to know who you are? Absolutely not. Are you getting filmed with your permission? No. No. Suck their mums. Yeah? Tell them. Here, tell them. Tell them. Tell them. Listen, I will buy you anything you want if your first words could just be that. That would just be epic. I mean, not practically, but for bands, brilliant. Okay, so no, don't push the button, sweetheart. You're trying to push all the buttons on the laptop. There's her little head. Look at her little head right here. She's so adorable. She really is just so adorable. Yeah, face recognition cams are in every cam. See, there's another thing, cats, right? Facial recognition cameras have nothing to do with cameras. Okay? It's just software. You could take a Nokia freaking 2510 or whatever, rip out the camera, hook it up to some AI, and you would have a terrible version of what you're talking about. Every single camera that points at you that is connected to any government or any multi-million-dollar company is overstepping the margin of what they're allowed to do every time. Every single one of us would be, are you okay? Yeah? You having a good time? Yeah, you're having a good time. Do you know what we should do? We should maybe put the desk up. Let's put the desk up a bit. And then we can stand and you can kind of sit on the desk. Hello! Where's Dan? Dan in the living room. See you. Right, so. See, now we can pick you up. Like this. All right. Okay. Bring it a little bit higher. Dun, 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 dun. She's so cute. Let me see. Yeah. We're going to get the ladies on in a minute. It's like, where are the ladies, Dad? You're boring. There's Mum. Give me your Mum.
No.
Yeah, go on.
Look at the
Oh, God. Look at the state of me. Hey. Right. Can we kind of sit your bum here? You think? Yes. Okay. But no one can see you now. Why are you so wonderful? Okay. Do you know what I think? I honestly think, right, that primitive man must have had really ugly babies. Because if you had nothing to do but sit in a cave and like pull your pud off, right, all day and kill like a boar, and you've got a cute little thing like this to look at, mankind's dying out. Do you know what I'm saying? Dying out. So they must have been real grim. Hiya. Hi. Yeah, that's my beard. So let me get Discord set up as well and not drop the child. Obviously, it's not the right server. Oh, sugar! Everyone's waiting. Right, hang on. Uber, Cheyenne, Pamela Malam, Lady Cat. Can we hear you, ladies? Welcome to the Discord, ladies. You're live on the channel. How are you? And Uber as well. How are you? How are we all doing today? Yeah, Nova says hi to all you guys. I'll move the camera over. Yeah, she's having a good time. She's having a good time. Please make sure you're sat on the edge of this table. Okay? I will get cancelled if you fall off this table. There's no sound on Discord. Is that what you're saying? Hang on. Okay, yeah. Oh my God. The ladies are fantastic. They do need to learn some live stream etiquette. Right, give me a minute. I will go and fix the Discord. Give me 1 second, everybody. You're gonna have to go and see Mom and Dad needs 2 hands. Hang on a second, babe. I'll bring her through. That's okay. You can come back. Or you can take your high chair. We don't need nothing. We just need the high chair. That's what we need. There you are. Get your wee arms in. Also, the people that invent the locking systems on babies' everything are complete sociopaths. Like, I shouldn't need an engineering degree to put a child's car seat in a car. Right, also, right, we can move this. Right, now we need to fix the ladies' sound issues. So, ladies are on Discord. Right, ladies, can you in the side chat? Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
Why are you all not telling me that the microphone isn't the right microphone? Have I been? You all have been watching this stream, and I've been using the crappy microphone, and none of you have mentioned it. Side chat, you have failed today.
It's the wrong.
We
microphone,
were
mate.
just checking to see
No,
if
you
you would
might
notice.
yesterday was bad, but your mic today seems like the normal one.
Nah, yeah, that's because I've just changed it to the normal one. Okay.
Hold on a second.
Well,
Discord.
it sounded normal before you just said it was the wrong one.
Nah, you all lying. You all lying. You all lying to me.
Whatever.
Yeah, you lying. You all lying. You all fibbing. You fibbers. Okay, so obviously, like, we want to sort of touch on the Diddy reaction.
KLG saying
and
before
everything
that
that's
sounded
happened
fine.
yesterday. So take us through it if you can, ladies. Just where you guys are at. And I'm going to sort this table out.
Oh, we were just talking about the some of the things that the defense was saying at the press conference yesterday.
Okay.
And Garagos Kimzik came out and, you know, he thanked everybody and said it was, you know, justice prevailed and everything went well. And then Agnifilo came out and he said that they're not giving up on the bail request.
Yeah. I think he's just really bugging the judge, isn't he, about that?
Well,
they're going to.
Why would he be denied bail? Why would he be denied bail at this point?
Well,
because
he was
he's
denied bail
before sentencing so that he can be at home before they sentence him.
Because he's a flight risk, that's why.
Yeah, his family.
Yeah,
the aeroplane is in Mauritius or something and isn't coming back.
I'm sorry.
They'll
Has he
give
been
up his
charged? I'm sorry.
passport and
I'm sorry.
everything.
Has he been charged with a violent crime?
Well, the
Towards
thing
women.
is,
Has he?
the judge said that the defense in their closing arguments admitted that he was a violent man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The letters submitted by Cassie
so
and Jane,
wait,
and
hang on,
they had a couple of others.
Let me just ask
said
again.
that they were
So
fearful if he got out.
Yeah. So let me just ask you again. What violent crimes was he committed of? None, right?
He was, wasn't
It
it?
was in the civil case with
No.
but not in
Cassie
this.
and Jane.
No. There was no violent charges in a civil case against Cassie. It was an out of court settlement. Now, arguably, we've all seen a video that definitely proves that he was a violent man.
Yeah.
But that wasn't a conviction. That was a
The thing is, he didn't have to be convicted.
A woman who is happy to avoid justice, take a payout, and go swanning off with her life. That's what happened. Okay.
Yeah, but still, but then I think
So
don't
again,
think it was,
let me just reiterate one more time, ladies. What violent crimes was he charged with? Because none, right? That would be the answer, yeah?
None.
So why would we deny him bail? Why is he being denied bail? Obviously, we know he's an evil monster. Please understand, I'm on your side, but I need to push back on this because, like, there's no violence, there's nothing. So how do we justify all this then at this point?
That's the thing. There's so much to this case that it's and there's some things that are sealed that we don't even know about. So you know, there could be other reasons why the judge, despite him not having any guilty charges of violence, why he may be taking the stance that he has.
Okay, so that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. So, sorry, I'm just going to bring in Kat and Kaz. I don't know, Kaz, are you up there doing mod stuff, or you want to come in here?
Kazabasa.
Hello.
Were you wanting to come in here, Kaz, or were you just up there modding? I just didn't want to leave you up there modding if you wanted to come in and say something. That was all.
I'll come here now. I'll stay.
That's fine. Good. Right, let me just fix your volume for you. Hang on.
Oh, go on, Heather.
Cats, welcome to the show as well.
Hi,
So,
hi, Kath.
so we're like,
Hi.
I understand the absolute level of hypocrisy of this case. I absolutely understand that Diddy probably did a lot of those things.
Yep.
But also, you can't have your cake and eat it, right? So he's either guilty and should be denied bail because he's a risk or a threat or whatever.
Yes.
Or he should be given bail. Personally, if I was Diddy, I'd want bail, but I'm not Diddy. So I don't really think Diddy should get bail.
Of course he's going to want bail. He's going to fight tooth and nail to get out.
But he's also a menace to society because of the fact that he's violent.
Well,
and I think they just want to. I mean, to be fair, the sentences, I think that's just kind of around the corner. That's not gonna, I don't think he's gonna be in there for that long because the bail is only up until they sentence him.
Yeah, which is why they're trying to get him out at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be honest with you.
I think he's trying to bring it forward.
Yeah, the second he gets out, he's gone.
Yeah.
Just to be clear. Like,
Well, that's
Right, and that was one of the things that the judge said. He did not prove that he would not flee.
Yeah.
So, what are we thinking that he's going to get out?
Trying.
His lawyer's going to fight for packing or home.
If he was going to get out,
they're going to put him on a tag or something. So if he gets out,
and doesn't he go to some other place? Do they go to another place before?
Right, honestly, listen, Discord, I'm sorry. I'm just going to start muting you when you go off on like your side tracks. So I honestly think that if he got bail, he'd be gone, right? And if he wasn't about to get a fat sentence, I think he would have got bail, right? What do you think, ladies? Do you think the fact that we are seeing the continued denial of bail, that we're going to see the 20-year sentence handed down? Or do you think we're going to see some, maybe you can serve 5 and get out in 2? I don't think
he's going to get the full whack.
You don't think
No,
so?
I don't think he will. He should do, but I don't think he will.
But does anybody think he's going to get back to court for any other charges?
No, I don't think so.
Because that was something else you guys mentioned yesterday, was the possibility that this is all building up to another set of charges or another case that the feds have got. But I
100% believe that.
But here's the thing: like, when has that ever happened? Like, is that something that happens in courts, or is that just us?
Yes,
it is.
It can happen, yeah.
And is that
normally the feds do a lot more evidence gathering and watching and doing for years before they bring anything to court, so they have locked down solid evidence. But because Diddy wanted a quick trial, it meant that they weren't able to collate as much information as they would usually.
No. But why?
Which is why I think they've cut and run now, because they know they've got other stuff that they're going to be going for.
Okay. What the hell do you mean? What the hell are you talking about? Did he want a quick trial? Who cares? That's not how it works.
Yeah, I know.
Oh God, honestly, Discord. So there's not a world we live in where if you're accused of a crime, you turn around to the courts and say, "Get this moving. Come on." What are you talking about? Is that
what happened?
Yeah.
So that trial, was that trial like based?
Okay, wait, Kaz, I'm sorry. So you're saying, ladies, that you are stating here right now that you believe that because Diddy asked for a quick trial, it had any effect on this trial whatsoever. If that's what you're saying.
Yeah. I did believe that, yeah.
Well, that's what his own attorney was arguing yesterday, that they didn't have enough time to prepare everything.
Yeah. Who didn't?
Yeah, but they're the ones that wanted a quick trial.
That's what the defense was saying to the judge, that they didn't. There was other evidence that they could have presented. They just didn't have time to do it. Well, it wasn't the court's fault. It wasn't prosecution's fault. Diddy's the one who said he wanted a quick trial.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And for some strange reason, they did that for him.
So
Then
Well, money, isn't it?
so what we're saying here is, right, is that you guys believe that there's evidence that supports Diddy's requesting of a quick trial, which to me just reeks of cabal, backhander,
Yeah,
shenanigans.
absolutely.
I
Right?
agree. Yeah.
In order
Oh no, you've
to,
lost your co-host, Ron.
I know it's all right. No, she was. No, I just asked Mum to bring a toy through, but then Mum's got bored now because she's not had
Oh, bless
no one there for
her.
20 minutes and is now
She
taking it back.
was a great
Oh,
co-host.
adorable.
Like, Dad,
Look at
Dad,
her. She's like, I
Dad.
want to be on TV.
No, I only do what Daddy does.
Oh my gosh.
Nova make
Oh, look
baby.
at her.
yeah,
Bless
she's
her.
freaking adorable, man. Like,
Oh,
She's
so
too cute, and
thanks,
it's
babe.
cuddles.
she is, doesn't she? Look
yeah,
at
she's-
her.
Bless her.
She just wants to chill out, right, and have her say. Like, she'll.
She
Can
wants
I just make one observation, Ron?
Yeah.
Right now, it looked like Nova had a better seat than you
Of
during
course she
this
does.
live. Just saying.
She's got multiple better seats. She's got like 3 beds. Like, she's
Oh, bless her.
she's got everything she freaking needs. Like, the
How gorgeous
like,
is she?
listen, this
Looking
is.
in the mirror, it looked like you were sat on a table.
Do you want to hear the most first time grandmother story ever? Right. So
Yeah.
first time grandmother, I want to buy the
Yeah.
pram. Okay. And I swear to God, this was this was 4 numbers in the price of this pram.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Like,
aye,
I know people who have had cars for 2 years that they did
Yeah.
not pay the same amount of this pram. Okay. Like, it is the Rolls Royce of prams. It's awesome.
Oh yeah.
But man, as soon as you get onto like kid 2 or 3, it is like straight on to Facebook freaking market and which mum
Yeah.
is getting rid of a pram.
That's
that
it
they've had
again, a
for
little
year,
phone.
right? I was too scared to touch this pram. I went and got a Facebook market pram, like dad pram. Do you know what I'm saying? Because also it's in cream, ladies.
Oh, that's what I was
Yes,
gonna say.
30.
Oh, bad move.
I was just going to say, spot the first time mum and grandmum. They come back with
Exactly.
the cream. I swear to God, though, it is spotless, right?
Oh,
What's
wow.
that?
Well
Because
done.
she's not a toddler yet. Okay,
Yeah.
how much
There's
mess
still
can I-
plenty of time.
The only thing that comes out of her is drool. It's not like we're feeding her in the pram. But man, wait until she's a toddler.
Ron, she takes after you.
TC's coming.
Yeah, wait
That's
until she gets those. You know those like fluorescent green snots that come out of like
Oh,
that come out of like
right.
4-year-olds, and they do this with their sleeve. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That'll be you with
Yeah.
the tissues.
I've been there, man. Nora,
Not
my other daughter, for about a year, you were just attached to her with a tissue. Just attached to her with a
Oh,
tissue. man.
bless.
Like,
Snot bubbles are the worst.
oh man, it's just if you're new to having children and your child hasn't yet gone to nursery or kindergarten, good luck.
Yeah.
You are going to
Yeah.
spend the next 2 years getting all the new germs. Okay. All the new germs that you would never have. Do you know how many? Do you know you can only catch a cold once, right? And then it's a new type of cold that you catch the next time you catch a cold.
Oh,
Oh
very.
man,
Yeah.
wait,
Yes,
just
Let's
you
say
wait, man. Just
Wait till she
you
has ice cream in the pram.
Oh,
Yeah.
Anything to do with
chocolate.
kids being at school, nursery, or whatever, are constant germs.
Yeah, I feed her.
Yeah.
I've been feeding her stuff that she shouldn't. Like, obviously, I'm a man. As soon as you come out the womb, you can have ice cream. Okay, that's the way my brain thinks. Not a lot of ice cream.
Typical one.
Not a lot of ice cream. Like a tiny amount of ice cream. But you're not going to. The hospital's not going to tell me that my kid can't have some Haagen-Dazs. Okay, it's basically frozen boob milk.
The best of ice cream.
I thought you were going to
Oh,
say haggis there.
Yeah.
Oh, big homie will be getting his first taste of haggis in the next couple of weeks. He should be coming to pay me a visit.
Oh, is he coming over?
He's here.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
here.
here.
That's right.
Oh yes.
Yeah. He's
Oh,
left
aye.
he's left the USA.
Is he
Yeah.
coming up to Scotland then?
Yeah, he will be.
Oh,
Wow.
fabulous.
Well,
You better take him out and show him the site.
He was on Piers
Get him on the
Morgan.
Buckfast, Ron. Get him on the
Get
Buckfast.
him on the Buckfast, Ron.
What's the Buckfast?
Do you know what, Kaz? Do you know what? Right.
What's the Buckfast?
That's take big homie camping, and then we'll just get off our nuts on frickin' Buckfast.
Oh, Fuck,
Oh,
I.
dear.
Yeah,
Oh, come on.
yeah, I wouldn't want to take
That's funny.
big homie out in public in Scotland off his nut for the first time on Buckfast. Nah, someone will say something to him, and then someone. Do you know what? You know when like you hear the stories of Chewbacca ripping off people's arms in Star Wars. That's what I
Yeah.
imagine. That's kind of he just goes "Brrrr," and out come the arms at the socket, just up and gonzo. Okay, listen, I'm waffling nonsense. So let me start. Let's go Lady Kate, and then we'll go Lady Kate, Pam, Cheyenne, and then back up, and then to Uber, and then back up to the top with Cats and Casimir. I want to give Lady Cat the first shout here. So
Yeah.
why don't we each take it in turns to sort of give the key points that stuck out in our head from the Diddy case, that maybe the parts of the evidence where you felt this should have rang true and came with a conviction or whatever. I have actually got the full case breakdown from our wonderful ChatGPT assistant. And it's kind of messed up. Oh, also, we're going to talk about this after for the sort of last 10 minutes of the show once we're done with the Diddy stuff. And it is that 145 people at a music festival were reported to have been pricked with syringes. All of them women.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yes.
All of them women, and all of them being targeted. Now,
where was this?
Now, I just want to go through some things with you. Do you know what pillaging and R-ing was about in the Viking era or in history? Why we pillaged and R-ed? Do you know why we did that? Do you know why? Do you know why? Do you know what happened to the Sicilians? Which is part of Italy. So there is blonde-haired, blue-eyed Italians, and there is dark-skinned, dark-haired, dark-eyed Italians. And one part of Italy was invaded and was pillaged and R-ed by a country that is got brown eyes and brown hair and dark skin. And the reason that you pillage and R is to eradicate the bloodlines, to wipe out a civilization, to impregnate with culturally, basically to destroy the whole bloodline, right? So that it changes a nation. And we've seen it, right? What was my point in this? Okay, yeah. So
is it satanic?
No, that's not satanic, Pam. It's just the spoils of war, mate. We just hadn't evolved to a point where we were like, oh, actually, we should probably stop doing this. It's a bit of an ick.
Conquerors. It's all the conquistadors, isn't it? Conqueror times.
Yes. Maybe that's where I'm getting this from. Maybe that's where I'm getting this from, Lobo. So is this going to be the new modern format of that? Are we just going to start pricking people with frickin' the AIDS or HIV or something else? I mean, there is a cult. We've all heard the urban rumor of the guy who went out and felt a prick in his shoulder and then came back and is welcome to the AIDS family and all of this.
Oh my God, yeah, I've heard a few stories.
How are we doing, Stacey? Yes. Big shout out to Stacey. I hope you're doing very, very well this morning. Because my dad's brown-haired, brown-eyed Italian. I'm half Italian, but I'm blue-eyed, blonde hair. My mum, all her family, dark hair. I'm the oddity, and all of my children are blonde-haired, blue-eyed kids. All of them, everyone.
Oh, okay.
Stacey was trying to get in here with us.
Oh, Stacey was. Yeah, Stacey. I'll keep an eye out for her. I'll drag her in. Apologies, Stacey.
Just join the link. Join the waiting room.
Yeah, she will do.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll get her. I just